Talk to him Truth Tuesday. My version of Market Monday is here. Apologize. I was supposed to have a video out yesterday, but I got busy with work. I had to travel, so I left my house early. I wasn't able to do my normal routine, so it is what it is. Sorry I didn't get Talk to him Truth Tuesday out last week. I actually just forgot. I had a big week too. Sometimes life be lifing. But anyway, we have the content schedule in front of us. Names of the game, which we'll talk about the cards in a second. Stars of the week, Season Volume 2, Legacies Volume 3, and Alumni Volume 11. Right, so this is going to be a two-part Market Monday video. You're going to watch this video, which is about market. Then there's a video I got dropping later on tonight about 5 to 6 that kind of coincides with this video, and I'm going to talk about that video in this, but that video is so great it has to have a separate video, right? So get it, got it, good. Let's get into the name of the games.
Hey, ain't we been through it all? Then we sleep on them floors. Everybody we thought we needed, we don't need them no more. Run it up, don't check the score. No, I'm balling.
Now, name of the games dropping later on today, because I should be having this out around 10, 11 a.m. Name of the games is dropping at 1:30. Let you know, I'm not going to cover today's name of the game until tomorrow. And then I'll cover that with Stars of the Week tomorrow. And then it'll be back to regular schedule program because there's a video again that I want to attach to this. So just walk with me. Nick Harbor, probably the best offensive card in the game. I played a dynasty last year with him, and he was the first person I ever seen get platinum takeoff. And this was in November last year, and I told people platinum takeoff is not what y'all want to see. Obviously, got introduced to MUT, and it was crazy. Don't know, this card is obviously not going to get platinum takeoff, right? But he is 6'5", like 240 pounds, and he has 91 speed. Do I need to say more? So, Yesman Green, he's also 6'2", so they gave us a big receiver, also gave us a big corner to counteract. Has great man, okay zone. Yeah, may hurt the quarterback we got from last week's price, which again, we'll talk about that later on as well. If we're talking about Prophet Brown, he's an 89 speed corner. He's also 5'10". Scooby Williams, 6'2", not really, touching anyone's field. Jalen Sappy, we have a 90 overall right guard, but right guard is a position that's scarce. There is a right guard from last week too, which again, I'm going to talk about that a little later as well. We have 7. Now, if you can't afford Tony G, this is a great option. If you don't want Algie Crumpler, I played with Algie Crumpler. He seems a little bit clunky. This guy's like 6'3", 6'4". He could run smooth routes, and he has 87 speed compared to Nye Black, who has 86 speed, right? And that's it. When it comes to the ones that's coming out, probably at 130. Yeah. All right, boys, let's talk market. Now, I'm not going to go through each positions. What I will go through, though, is some current NOTG cards you can be looking to invest in, right? Obviously, there's the ones that's coming out. None of the newer ones I don't think could be a benefit, right? Obviously, like I said, by the time you guys seeing this, Amari Knighton and Judge Collier are out of packs. But this Kerry Krodenko, he's going to go down in price because we're getting a new right guard. I only like this if he's at the minimum. He's 190 right now. Minimum for these is about 120. If you can get him at 120, I am so confident he will get back up to 160. No problem. Absolutely no problem if you wanted to look at that. Also, I'm honestly, that's the only one outside of this guy. Barrett Lynn Britt. I'm going to tell you, it's 300K, which I think I may have one in more, or one may have sold in my binder because I did have one left. Darius Brinkley took a hit. LT Overton is another one. There's not many really good left edges in the game. So I think tomorrow, if you see him close to minimum, you can see he's got back up to 212. I sold him as high as 277 this weekend. And like I said, we'll talk about that a little bit more after we get into this. But obviously, I want to prep NOTGs because that's what you guys are going to be seeing. But outside of that, none of these other cards, not really much. Prize Shock and Sappington are usually pretty rare because it's an 89 plus, right? So that's what I'm talking about in terms of that. Now, this is something I want to talk about moving forward, what you can do every week. The video I have dropping later is to take advantage of buying cheap training on days that content is released. So NOTGs, Stars of the Week, and then Legacies on Friday. Buying cheap training and then rolling whatever training role of your choice, because you just have to look at which training pack is viable at that moment, right? So if we take a look at NOTGs, and like I said, this video later, it's gonna make sense. So if you watch that video first, come back to this one, or if you're watching this video, watch that video afterwards. It'll make sense exactly what I'm talking about. We look at these 89s. The cheapest 89 is 140, right? So there's two. The running back and the middle linebacker are 140. right? Next running back, Jabron, is 150. Then after that, it shoots up. 160. The only reason Brinkley went down, he was 270 over the weekend, but we introduced John Abraham, so he went down in price, but still 160 is not bad because the training pack is 7,900. If you get your training, which is easily done at 22 per, which is just 85s at like 22K, you're opening up that training pack at 175 or 173 to be exact. So even when you pull a Brinkley, you're not losing that much, right? Now, if we looked at Kodenko, right? He's up to 190. So that's our first dub, right? When we pull a Kodenko. But if you also look at some of these other cards, right? LT Overton, 212, right? The big fish of this entire thing is Barrett Lindgren. Which, like I said, the video I showed later, like I said, I don't want to spoil it, but y'all gonna have to watch that video. It was crazy. Y'all can see my coins are up to 9 million, and that video is gonna show every reason how and why I'm up to 9 million. Now, you can look at other promos too. Like I said, it's just not that promo that was up. You look at Legacies 89s, which, oh my God, hold on. Excuse me. Allow me to flip that. Now, back to regularly scheduled programming. Sorry. Didn't expect I just seen a snipe very live. So, but you can see Lander Barton is 155. So even with these Legacies, which they cost exactly the same, you can get cheap training, enroll Legacies. And my motto is, you want to roll the roll like 3 days before it's at the end of its cycle. And what I mean by that, for example, Saturday, that was NOTGs because you have Monday or Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesdays are NOTGs. Legacy, right? So you have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then it's NOTGs. So NOTGs tomorrow Legacies tomorrow may be your best bet to roll. If you get cheap training from the NOTGs, enroll Legacy, right? Stories, I don't really like the stories of the stars of the week. I feel like those are the worst roles in the store. I really don't like alumni's either. I feel like as a whole, with all the training packs, they've kind of twerked with them. But we have real good success with the NOTGs, and we had some success with these. But if you look at these, remember, if you get your training cheap enough, which you can't get it right now because it's a non-content day, but on, for example, Legacy Friday, these 85s are 22K. I'm talking walking on the auction house, 22K. And that is 173. It's about, if you want to, I can calculate it 100% so you guys see exactly what the figure is. So 79 times 23, it's around 181, right? So I was getting my training at around 22 per. So if we do the 22 per, there's the 173. So you have to get it around 22K. But you can see, if we're getting at 173, Lander Barton, Micah Gilbert, Owen McCown, Ashton Woods. And the thing about these rolls, what you want to do is you want to keep hitting them. It's good in good sample sizes, right? Keep hitting them. You lose 10K here, gain 20K, lose 15K, gain 30K, right? Because you look at some of these, Reed Harris is back up to 174. And obviously, look, you're going to get introduced new Legacy cards this weekend, right? Drake Kirkpatrick's back up to 175. Mil Wagner's back up to 180. And if we get into, Christian Harrison is 186. Chris Johnson is 199. I know EJ Smith is 200K. The linebackers are very expensive for this. You have Devin Neal, I believe that's 200K. Or no, he's down to 176. And then there's another linebacker that the center's up to 275. This linebacker's up to 265. So you get the point, right? And you want to get on a run and hit so many things. If you get Rocco Splendor, so you see there's 3 cards above 270K that you could potentially hit out of this. So getting your training cheap and then attacking promos on non-promo days of that promo is the way to go in my opinion. So like I said, Saturdays, Fridays, attack NOTGs. Don't worry about this. Come Monday, Tuesday, attack this. Like I said, stars of the season I really don't like, and alumni I don't really like. It's these 2 cards or these 2 promos that I really, really like at the end of the day. And like I said, it's just a matter of when you attack them, when they're not so prevalent on the market. Also, just want to talk about this. I'll talk about it more tomorrow. Next week. Season 2 ends next week. Season 2 absolutely ends next week. We should get enough XP to get us up to level 60. So I'm roughly about 65K away. I still got to get these rushing yards because I don't run the ball that a lot, but I'm going to have to get these completed before. So I'm probably going to have to play a solo season because that'll get me up. 6,500 will get me up maybe a level or 2. Where am I at right now? So I am yeah, it'll get me up to level 53 and then off about 4K away from there. So that's something to do and to think about coming next week. Also, something I want to talk to you guys about. This Legacy win 10 in a row. If you won 10 in a row the first time, so the very, very first time when this event came out, all you have to do is play one game. If you play one game, you get all the rewards. Now, I'm going to show you proof, right? Look how many games I've played. I've only played 14. And you've seen that all of them were checked. I went 10-0 the first time, and then I was actually 13-1 to be. And you can see games played up in the upper right-hand corner. It means I've gone 14-0. So I've only played 14 total games, but it's registered. I've won 10 games in a row. If you didn't know this, definitely do this, because if Legacies reset again this upcoming week, where we can get, if we go into rewards, and if you get like 3 victory packs, 3 Hail Mary packs, 3 field goal packs, and a national championship pack, if all I got to do is play one game this week and I will get all those rewards, I'm going to do that again, right? So be on the lookout for that this week when Legacies do come out. If we go into that field pass, and in that field pass, that head-to-head objective is reset. Because if it has reset, all you got to do is play one game, and technically it's going to register you playing 10 games, just because obviously you have 15 games there, right? So you can see I've only played 14 games, but I've gotten this. I got this the first time, and I've obviously gotten this the second time. So that's something to think about this week. So that's it, boys. That's all I got for Market Monday, or Talk to Me Truth Tuesday. Again, the content right now is stagnant, right? We're getting the same promos, but there's a way we can take advantage of that. With us getting the same promos, it's getting stale promos wise, but it's also getting stale in the auction now. So on non-content days, there's not many of these 88 and 89s on the market. So what do? We get cheap training on content days, wait to non-content days, roll set training, and profit. Like I said, I'm going to have a video later on. You guys are going to watch that. You're going to see, because you're going to see my coins down to 2-3 million in that video. And obviously in this video right here, you see my coins at 9 million coins. So appreciate you, boys. Hope you guys enjoy. Comment down below if you have any questions or, whatever it may be. I'm happy to help. I'll always try to answer any comments or questions in the comments if I can. All right. So 2 videos today. Tomorrow we'll cover NOTGs and stars of the week tomorrow. And then we'll do our normal, get a bunch of training and roll for season 2 cards on Thursday. I'm out. Deuces.